Welcome back. Almost 2 weeks after the midterm polls, the Commission on Elections has started accepting poll protests and gradually resolved pending disqualification cases. Moving forward, the poll body is now starting to prepare for the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections slated on December 1st. Let's get on point with COMELEC Chairman George Garcia. He joins us via Zoom. Good evening, Chairman. Nakahinga na ho ba kayo? Nakapagpahinga na ho ba kayo?
Ay, hindi pa po Ma'am Pinky kasi po pagkatapos nito po ng ating national and local elections, tuloy na po kami sa paghahanda naman din kasi kasabay din naman po, maliban sa binanggit nyo na barangay and SK elections, meron po tayong Bangsamoro parliamentary elections na October 13, Ma'am Pinky, and therefore hindi po pwede tayo mag-relax o magpahipahinga kasi po 5 months lang po ang nabigay sa atin na palugit para mapaghandaan yung napakalakit, napaka-importante na Bangsamoro parliamentary election. And syempre po, yung naman pong manual na election na barangay and SK na naman ng December 1.
Yeah, to be clear about that, ang mangyayari ho kasi for the December 1 barangay and SK elections, this is going to be manual voting because, as you mentioned in the past, you need a law for this to be automated. Tama po ba, Chairman?
Tama po kayo, Ma'am Pinky. Although nagpa-pilot test tayo noong nakarang barangay and SK, 3 areas dyan sa Dasmariñas, Cavite, nag-pilot test tayo ng automated election. Napakaganda kasi 30 minutes lang, alam na kung sino yung barangay chairman, barangay kagawad at saka yung mga SK. Kaya lang kung ito pwedeng gawin natin sa buong bansa, mukhang talagang dapat pong kakailanganin ng batas para po maisagawa po natin. Pero kung gusto rin po naman ng iba, yung hybrid election na pinupush ng iba na dapat may manual tapos may automated, wala rin pong problema yan. We can do that if only there is a law that will allow the COMELEC to proceed with that kind of setup.
Maybe it's best to help us understand why the elections, for example, the midterm elections or the national elections, are fully automated. Yet, pagdating po sa barangay and SK elections, ay mano-mano pa po.
Yes, Ma'am Piggy, only because of the law. The law provides that yung Republic Act 9369, yung automated election law, sabi, basta pag national and local election, kinakailangan automated dyan. Pero meron naman pong batas naman, yung ating Omnibus Election Code na pagka po barangay and SK elections, yan naman po ay manual. So it's just a matter of amending the law. Alam niyo po, in all fairness, kahit sabihin na natin madaming issues at madaming pinupukol na mga bagay-bagay sa automated election, pero Ma'am Pinky, wala po tayo kahit isa na failure of election nitong national and local election. Ibig sabihin lahat ng presinto natin, 94,000 precincts, nag-function. Number 2, in just a matter of the night of the election, nakapag-proclaim na po ng mga mayors Yung po mga governors, provincial, the next day, naproklama na rin po kaagad at lahat-lahat. Yung nga po mga senador natin, na tapos ang ating canvassing in just a matter of 3 days. So try to imagine, ma'am, kung yan ay automated, hindi na po natin kakailanganin pa maghintay ng matagal. May mga ballot snatching, may mga talagang threatening, violence, terrorism that will be committed against electoral board members or board of canvassers. Dito po sa nangyaring automated, wala pong ganong klase na mga pangyayari.
So, with regards to what you mentioned a while ago, Chairman, on proclaiming the winning candidates, there are at least two individuals very unhappy with the COMELEC. One is asking for your resignation and the other one is asking that, basically saying that the COMELEC commissioners should be impeached. Of course, the first one is Ronald Cardema, whose proclamation of the Duterte Youth Party list has been halted because of a petition. And likewise, ito pong si Vice Mayor Ral candidate or winning mayoral candidate, Attorney Respicio, dahil naka-on hold din po yung kanyang proklamasyon. Unahin na po natin si Mr. Ronald Cardema. Basically, there were two party list groups that their proclamation was suspended for the meantime due to pending petitions. However, dalawa po sila, Duterte Youth and Bagong Henerasyon. Pero yung Bagong Henerasyon po ay tinanggal na po yung yung suspension. So they have been proclaimed.
Not yet, Ma'am Pinky. Na-resolve na lang po kanina, lumabas yung resolution ng division na dinismiss yung petition laban po sa kanya. Yun po yung sinasabi naman natin. And therefore, yung pong binabanggit nyo, yung Duterte Youth, sana medyo makahintay lang ng konti kasi ilang taon na nga pong nakapending yung case na yan. And therefore, talagang tama naman po na ma-resolve na.
Yeah.
Ngayon, Ma'am Pinky, hindi ko lang po makita at mawari talaga kung bakit paano ma-resolve yung kaso. Kung mag-resign ang chairman ng Commission on Elections, to think, Ma'am Pinky, that I did not participate in the suspension of the proclamation of these two party list organizations sapagkat meron po akong previous professional relationship sa kanilang dalawa. So hindi po ako nag-participate dyan. Yung pong 6 na mga kasamahan ko sa National Board of Canvassers, sila po unanimously ang nag-suspend ng proclamation ng dalawang party list po na ito. So at again, yung cases po kasi nila parehas ay nakapending hindi po sa NBank. Nakapending po yan sa division ng COMELEC. So ibig sabihin wala pong participation ang commission chairman sa mga kaso po na binabanggit.
Just looking back at this issue, Chairman George, ano po, galit na galit po itong si Ronald Cardema dahil nga ang nasabi because of the hindi po sa pagtuloy sa kanilang proklamasyon, ang sinabi ho kasi ng COMELEC is that due to serious allegations involving grave violation of election law that was filed by, no? So ang sinagot po dito ni Mr. Cardema, very serious pala yung kaso na yun eh. Bakit yung huling hearing noong December 2019 pa? Nakalagay nung 1 month, mareresolve na nun. Bakit kalahating dekada na, di nyo pa nire-resolve? Gaano pala ka-serious? Yun lang yung kaisa-isang sinabi kahapon. Basically, let's try to understand the situation, Chairman. I also looked into this. 2019 pa ho kasi ito final ng ilang mga individual, namely Ria Magtalas, Abigail Tan, Raina Punzalan, and Ross Angcos. No? Basically, from my understanding, sir, it was because of lack of publication and lack of hearing. So, but this was back in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, or 2019. Bakit ho nagtagal? Bakit ho hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa ito resolved?
Ma'am Piggy, of course, I cannot answer. Wala pa naman tayo ng 2019
Right.
dito sa commission. I cannot answer for the previous leadership or membership of the commission. Siguro nga po dahil nandito tayo ngayon, sana naman po ma-appreciate yung fact that we are now trying to resolve kahit na mga pending cases several years ago. And yun nga po yung commitment natin, nalilinisin natin ang lahat ng mga pending cases sa commission. In fact, sana naman po ma-appreciate that we have an 86% disposal rate ng Commission NBank sa kasalukuyan, and therefore wala na po halos kami mga pending na mga cases. Dati po nung dumating ako dito, Ma'am Pinky, 16, 19, 22 cases pa. So na-resolve na po natin lahat ng yan, kaya po ang mga pending na lang namin dito ay yan pong mga bagong kaso, at saka yan po yung mga natitira na cases po na yan. So, mas maganda na po siguro ito yung pagkatamang pagkakataon na ma-resolve yung case na to. Kesa later pa, paano kung wala na tayo dito, o paano kung magbimbi na naman po yung kaso, and therefore later po, tsaka po mariresolve yung case. So, siguro po ito yung tamang pagkakataon, at kaya nga po sinabihan natin yung mga nasa division commissioners and members na kung ano yung mga pending cases na paki-resolve na without particularly referring to any of these cases. So, nagkataon naman po na yung palang kasong yan ay matagal lang naandyan, and therefore kasama po sa mga pinaparesolve na po nating lahat.
But you were there since 2022.
2022 as commissioner only muna. And then after that, I was appointed as chairman of the commission. And after po the appointment, remember man, we prepared immediately for the barangay and SK elections and several plebiscites. So doon po tayo na-focus, and then saka naman pumasok itong preparation natin para sa national and local elections. So again, this is high time for anybody to resolve cases like this pending before the COMELEC.
And I guess the question remains, sir, kung meron pong issue sa Duterte Youth Party List, paano sila nakaupo noong 2019, noong 2022, at supposed to be ngayong 2025. Again, this petition against the group was filed again 2018, sir, no? Or 2019. So, dahil nga nag-prepare kayo, would you say that somehow nakaligtaan ho kaya na resolbahin itong kanilang issue?
Hindi ko po, again, mahirap po kasing nagbigay ng statement patungkol sa nangyari before. Basta ang importante, Ma'am Pinky, ganito po yun. I think without touching on the merits of the case, the very issue here is because of the issue of jurisdiction of the COMELEC. Kaya po hindi po siya madali na kaso. It's a very complicated matter because the question is what is the effect in case indeed there is no publication of the application for registration. So, yan po ay kinakailangan i-resolve. Nagkaroon ba ng jurisdiction ng komisyon dyan sa petisyon? At kung hindi nagkaroon ng jurisdiction, bakit na-proclaim? Ilang ilang beses na nga nakaupo, tama po yan. Pero may latest decision po ang Supreme Court, Ma'am Pinky, kasi yung kaso ng Anwaray versus the Commissioner election. Doon sa Anwaray, ilang beses nakatakbo yan, ilang beses na nanalo. But the COMELEC later on disaccredited Anwaray party list, and it reached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court affirmed the power of the COMELEC to even review the accreditation of a party list because continuing po yung qualification na yan. And doon po natanggal yung Anwaray. It resulted to the proclamation of Akbayan party list. Itong katatapos lang na term ng 2022. So I think there's no doubt as to whether the COMELEC can resolve a pending case even on the issue of jurisdiction. As to whether lang why ngayon, yun na po ma'am, yun na po yung sinasabi natin because we caused the review of all the pending cases so that these cases can now be resolved immediately.
Pero galit na galit po siya sa inyo.
Yun nga po. So, hindi na po ako magbibigay ng
Medyo
kahit anong
tumataas po yung kanyang boses dahil nga para sa kanya, kay Mr. Cardema, how many votes did they get? 2.9 million? I believe, well, they were number 2. And hindi daw pinapayagan yung kanilang mga nominees na makaupo dahil nga sa naging decision ng COMELEC, which you're saying you were not part of, na hindi matuloy yung kanilang proclamation.
Yun na nga ma'am, kaya po parang barking on the wrong tree. But of course, because I'm the head of the commission, maybe that's the reason why he's barking on the entire commission represented by me. But come to think of it, I did not participate nga po. Very clear yung aking boto doon po sa NBOC resolution. So how can you blame somebody who did not participate even in the deliberation on the non-proclamation? So, but just the same, because I'm the head of the commission, so I guess the responsibility should always fall on whoever is the head of the agency. And in the final analysis, the buck should stop to somebody, and that somebody should always be the head of the commission.
That would be you, sir. Any information on when or how soon this issue can be resolved?
If I'm going to answer that question, although I have information, then perhaps that will be preempting the action of the division. The case is now with the division, ma'am, of the commission, of which the members of the division are practically different commissioners than the commissioners of 2019. Hindi po sila yung 2019, ito po yung mga bagong commissioners, and I doubt kung nandun na sila.
Wala
Yung mga
pong
panahon
natira, sir, from 2019 to now?
Wala na po. Retire na po lahat yung mga nasa 2019.
But would you say soon, sir? This will be resolved soon?
Ganito po, Ma'am Pinky, para maliwanag. Even if a party list is proclaimed, or even the nominees were proclaimed the other day or just the other day, the COMELEC retains jurisdiction. Meaning to say, we have jurisdiction until June 30, 1201. Because according to the Supreme Court in the case of Reyes versus COMELEC, yung Reyes versus COMELEC, ma'am, that involved a congressional position in Marinduque. Ngayon po, sa Reyes versus COMELEC, the Supreme Court said that there are 3 requisites before the COMELEC will lose jurisdiction. Number 1, there should be proclamation. Number 2, there should be a valid oath. Number 3, there should be assumption to office. Dinagdag po ng Supreme Court, Ma'am Pinky, yung pangatlong requisite, assumption to office. So meaning to say, hanggat kahit pa may proclamation ng isang party list organization or nominee, kahit pa meron siyang oath, kahit sa barangay chairman or sa isang notary public, basta wala pang assumption to office, which is June 30, the COMELEC will still have jurisdiction. However, if the 3 requisites were complied with, by 1201, the COMELEC will lose jurisdiction. And therefore, under Article 6, Section 17 ng Constitution, the HRET, the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, shall be the sole judge of all election returns and qualifications of the members thereof.
Lahat po sa kanila sa House, pupunta po sa HRET kapag pagkatapos po ng June 30.
Yes, Ma'am
Alright.
Pinky. So,
Okay.
sa kasalukuyan, the COMELEC retains jurisdiction.
And another one, sir, Attorney Respicio, also very unhappy, medyo mataas din po yung kanyang boses, at sinasabi nga niya na siya ang nanalo sa kanila doon po sa Isabela, and yet his proclamation is being stalled pending what, sir?
I think there's also a disqualification case filed against him, and that is also pending before a division. Yun nga, Ma'am Pinky, kita nyo naman po. It's so unfair. Pero okay, again, I'm willing to accept the reality that you will be blamed even if you are not a participant, because I'm the head of the commission, but the cases are pending in the divisions of the commission. Therefore, it's the divisions of the commission, of which the chairman does not have any participation, that will have the final say on how the cases are to be disposed of. gusto ko lang din sabihin, Ma'am Pinky, baka kasi akalain ng mga ilang nanalo o lahat ng nanalo sa buong Pilipinas na porket nanalo na po sila, all cases should now be dismissed pending before the commission. Dapat kung may pending case, pagka nanalo na, dapat wala na po yung kaso. Hindi po. Sa kaso po ng Velasco versus Comelec involving a mayor in Sasmuan, Pampanga, the Supreme Court was so emphatic that the will of the people, even if elected, the will of the people cannot prevail over the rule of law. So meaning to say, even if you are elected, the cases will stay. Ang dami na po naming kaso at yan po yung consistent na doctrine. Kahit pananalo ang mga nakaupo, pwede pa rin po namin silang tanggalin. Kahit nga nakaupo at nagdi-dispose ng kanilang function because the COMELEC retains jurisdiction, especially if the position is a local position.
Very concerned, si Attorney Respicio, sir. I know it's quite technical, but he was talking about this 3.4 version that he said that was supposed to have been used, but it was the 3.5 version. Again, this is a little too complicated for me. I did read on this, and you had a reasoning here na sinasabi mo, yun yung pinakita during the trusted build na tinatawag. But I guess just to summarize this, sir, may punto ho ba si Attorney Respicio nung sinabi niyang may diferensya doon sa 3.4 na ipinakita siguro sa ginamit sa makina pero ang lumabas daw po ay 3.5?
Unfortunately, medyo mali po yung argumento. Pasensya na. Kahit po yung NAMFRED, PPCRB, nung nagpa-press con sila, nagsabi, nandun sila nung ang problem po kasi, Ma'am Pinky, yung mga nagsasalita, perhaps against yung ilan, hindi po kasi sila present during the trusted build at wala rin po sila during the so-called source code review, which were very important events and activities leading to the conduct of the election. So yung pong mga sinasabi ko mga citizens, ang mga IT experts, present sila because not because they were invited, but because they decided to be there during the trusted build. During the trusted build, ang dami mga recommendations, ang dami mga suggestions, ito ang dapat lagay, ito ang baguhin. So ayun po ay version 3.4. Siyempre, Ma'am Pinky, kung ikaw ay nagdadrap ng iyo pong yung sa inyong programa. Siyempre pagka nag-edit ka na, itong version natin ngayon. Tapos inedit na, sige, finalize the edited version. Magiging version 3.5 na po yun. Ma'am, yung version 3.5, Ma'am Pinky, yun po yung source code review. Meaning, yun yung nakita ng lahat ng mga experts, yun yung pinag-aralan ng experts. For 2 months, Ma'am Pinky, inisa-isa nila lahat yun. At pagkatapos yun din po, Ma'am Pinky, ang nalagay sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, yun po yung na-safekeep po doon sa kasalukuyan. So, yung 3.4, yun po yung before. Any amendments, modification, etc. Yung 3.5 po yung final, yun po yung nagamit. At yun din po yung makikita nyo ngayon sa lahat po ng machines ng komisyon. And therefore, yung hash code na naandyan, yun po yung makikita nyo, yung 3.5 version. And Ma'am Pinky, bakit po yung mga citizens arm? Napaka-credible na niyan, NAMFRED, PPCRB, Lente. Hindi naman po sila nagre-reklamo doon sa 3.5 na yan. Meaning to say, alam nila lahat regular because they were there. They were present during the source code review.
I see. Just one last note, Chairman, sayang po kasi yung lumalabas na boto na hindi po na-count, tama ho ba? A 1.3 million overvote. How can... Go. I guess my question quickly, sir, is how can we siguro hindi po mangyari ito ulit sa susunod na eleksyon dahil sayang po nun, napakadami po ng botong yun.
Ma'am Pinky, sa ano po yan, sa senador, hindi po yan sa ibang positions. Remember po, Ma'am Pinky, sa bawat position may posibilidad that a voter will overvote. For example, sa senators, there were 1.6 million voters who did not vote properly. Sa halip na 12, naging
1.6?
The 1.3 po yan, 1.3 million. Ang number of votes po involved, Ma'am Pinky, is almost 17 million. Votes po yan, hindi tao. Yung 17 million votes, Ma'am Pinky, you will have to divide that by 12. Kasi 12 senators ang hindi nabinipisyohan ng boto because nga, yung botante nag-overvote. Hindi naman po kasalanan po yan ng papel, hindi po kasalanan ng pen, hindi rin kasalanan yung sinasabi nilang 15% threshold. Kasi mas maganda nga po yung mas tuldok lang nabibilang kasi yun ang intention ng botante. Pero hindi po kasalanan kahit ng sino ng machine kapag po nag-overvote ang botante. So yung po, Ma'am Pinky, 17 million divided by
12.
Divided by 12 po, so that's 1.3 million.
1.4.
Nakaraan po is almost 1.1 million yung mga yung overvoting po natin. So again, how do you prevent that? wala po tayong paraan to prevent that, but except to educate our people. Wag po kayo mag-overvote. Pakibilang po mabuti. Ako nga po nung bumoto ko, eksakto kung bilang, buti na lang 12. Dapat magsa-shade pa ko ng isa. Kasi po nagsobra din ang chairman ng komisyon. So talagang dapat, ma'am, yung katulad ng paulit-ulit natin sinasabi, magdala ng kodigo, kopyahin yung
Kodigo, opo.
Yes, ma'am.
Opo.
So again, we cannot prevent anybody from overvoting except by voters' education.
Ang hirap din ho kasi talaga, Chairman, kahit po ako, pag nakita nyo din talaga kasi yung balota, nakaka-overwhelm dahil ang haba. Siyempre, kasama na dun po yung takot, baka sumobra yung boto
Yes,
mo,
ma'am.
etc. Baka magkamali ka. So those are the things that, pagdadaanan po ng isang botante. But we'd like to thank you. We've run out of time. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Kika. Buhay po.
Thank you. That's On Point. Join us again on Monday, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.